Actually a lactogenic, I can't say it. Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of The Busy Vegan Mom. My name is Rachel and I'm here as always to offer guidance and direction to anyone who is looking to add more plant-based foods into their diet, or whoever's looking to just maybe go completely vegan. I'm here for that also. Again, thank you to everyone who's been supporting the channel and continuing to watch and ask questions and give me video suggestions. Today, we had a special request for a video that is unique and special for breastfeeding moms. So this is going to be foods that are plant-based or vegan that are targeted just for our breastfeeding moms who are on their journey, maybe looking to increase their milk supply or just to have a healthy flow of milk for your little one. And so that's what this video is all about today. And so without further ado, let's get started. I thought it would be helpful if I listed the plant-based foods that I noticed a difference from after consuming. Even if you do your research online, there are a ton of different foods that many other breastfeeding moms or women that are looking to increase their supply have listed and suggested. There are many foods that are known as lactogenic. I hope I'm saying that correctly, but there are certain foods that trigger that milk making hormone within us and can help to up the supply. And so most of the foods that I'll name will be those that are helpful in that regard. But again, I'm just going to list the ones that were most helpful for me and that I did notice a difference in after consuming. So number one on the list, of course we hear you can go anywhere online or watch any video, they're going to recommend oats. It seems like everybody says oats first. Now for me, I've always consumed oatmeal. As of recently, I haven't as much. I've been doing some other quicker alternatives, but oatmeal, since I'd always consumed it, I didn't really notice much of a difference after consuming it with my milk supply. I know that some moms can eat oatmeal or eat oats in whatever form and then they notice an instant difference. So for me, I didn't really notice much of a difference. I know it definitely helps. And they know they are naturally a lactogenic, I can't say it. I know they are naturally that type of food. So most moms you hear across the board have success with this. And so that's always number one. So you've seen my oatmeal recipe or for overnight oats in my first video, and that's super helpful. Of course, adding a tablespoon of flax seeds because those are really known to boost milk supply as well, and of course fully plant-based. And next on the list would be tofu. So obviously tofu is a form of protein, and protein is what helps with our abundance of milk supply. So I've noticed anytime that I eat tofu, whether it be in a Thai dish or I've made some at home, I do notice an increase. And I love tofu. I know it's not everybody's thing, but there are so many different ways to marinate it and season it. Or to buy it at your favorite Thai place or wherever it is that you go for your local Asian food. So tofu is great, and I do definitely notice a difference after consuming it in the levels of milk I'm able to produce. I am a pumping mom, so I can actually see versus if my baby were just breastfeeding, it's kind of hard to measure what's actually coming out if it's not going in to a cup that's marked by ounces. So I do notice a difference with the tofu. Next on my list, and these are in no particular order, it's just the list that I have them jotted down, would definitely be the mother's milk tea. I absolutely notice a difference when I'm consuming that mother's milk tea. I know you can have anywhere from, I believe, 3 to 5 cups a day, and you can find it at any your local grocery store. I use an organic brand. I will include a photo of that so you can see what that looks like, but most mamas, I'm sure, are familiar with it, but it does have the fennel and the fenugreek, and I know there's always a disclaimer we have to put out there that I know these can cause gas to baby. So you just kind of have to listen to your body, listen to your baby, and pick up on those signs and notice if you're consuming an abundance of the mother's milk tea with the fenugreek. And then the fennel, I mean, you can always do just the fennel, maybe not the fenugreek, because some moms have reported that it's caused gas issues for babies. So that's something to watch out for. But I do notice a definite increase when I'm consuming that throughout the day, at least by an ounce or so. Making sure, of course, that I'm consuming plenty of other water. In regards to beverages, also coconut water is, a plant-based beverage that is really healthy. I know us as breastfeeding moms like to stay up on our water intake because if we don't put any water in, there's nothing that's going to be coming out, or at least not as much as there should be. So water is the key to it all. And so most definitely, please be drinking your water. I used to drink a gallon a day. I've gone down. I do drink 2 liters a day. So 2 liters minimum. But it makes the world of a difference. And I'm not going to be producing hardly any milk at all if I have not been consuming that water and drinking that water. It's super important above all. But since we are consuming all of that water, it's good to replenish our body with some electrolytes. So coconut water, absolutely, I've seen make a difference after consuming it. Or I can include also a link to the minerals, the trace minerals that I've been using recently. I did share in my last video where we talked about supplements, the Aussie trace minerals. I noticed a difference as well from putting those into my water, because it's replenishing those electrolytes, and so which is key for boosting milk supply as well. Another thing that I have noticed a difference with, or another food, would be raw carrots. So for me, I can eat raw carrots just fine, but they do obviously taste good dipped in some hummus, and you're getting protein with the hummus, so that's a plus. But yes, I have absolutely noticed a difference by an ounce or so, a couple ounces after consuming raw carrots. And any type of orange root vegetable, so that means sweet potato, pumpkin, carrot, something in those has something that our bodies listens to, and it'll I mean, that's not every mom is different, but my body does respond well to the orange root vegetables. So the sweet potatoes, I know they have pumpkin smoothies out there. I've gotten them from Smoothie King a couple times, but absolutely raw carrots, I do notice a difference when consuming those. Another whole food, plant-based whole food that I notice a difference with, avocado, all day long. So I can eat a vegan breakfast taco in the morning from just our local place right next door to where I work, and I'll always get avocado in it, and I can go pump, an hour later, and I'm like, whoa, like I can tell a difference, like it goes up significantly. So avocado, and I think that I accredit that to the healthy fat, it definitely helps and makes a boost in my milk supply. So definitely avocado, maybe in your salad or even in your smoothie. Matter of fact, the smoothie that I've shared in my last video, the green smoothie video, with me putting the plant-based protein in that's great for milk supply. And I noticed a difference after drinking one of those as well. Another very helpful tool, food-wise, to put in your little tool belt as far as different foods goes would be brown rice, and foods like quinoa, barley, some of the grains that we probably don't resort to as much. I've made a barley soup in the past that I know, I didn't experiment with barley too much, but I did because there is research that shows that is one of the grains that does support a boost in milk flow, as well as the brown rice. I do notice a difference. I know brown rice isn't quite as potent as like the barley or the quinoa. Again, every mom is different, every body is different, but I stick to those in regards to the healthy grains, because I noticed a boost with those. So if you got some tofu, you got some brown rice, that's a great little combination. That's normally what that looks like for me when I'm consuming a dish with those things in it. Chickpeas, being that they are a protein, of course, and they are in the legume family. And so I would make big abundant salads and literally a huge can of chickpeas, just dump it right on top, and of course the hummus. So chickpeas being a protein and a legume, which are both supposed to be great for that boost in your milk flow, I definitely will stock up on the chickpeas for the purpose of a milk boost altogether, and those have been helpful to me. Nuts, absolutely. Handful of walnuts. Of course, we don't, overdoing it on nuts can lead to, if you're trying to lose weight, I know that can trigger putting on some excess weight. But those of us that are breastfeeding and that get hungry and got to have that extra food, those extra calories, nuts are great. I have found that when I take the raw carrots, maybe some hummus and a little handful of nuts, eating that prior to pumping or perhaps feeding your little one, just a boost, a huge boost of of milk, just from eating those foods alone. So nuts, again, a healthy fat, a power food for those of us who are making milk for our babies, and I would highly recommend. And then how easy, you know, I would opt for unsalted, so you're not getting that extra sodium. And maybe some, you know, find the ones that don't have oil, just raw nuts, and mix them in, you know, with some fruit, some dried fruit, which is great for iron, by the way. But nuts are a big one, and seeds as well. Flax seeds are huge. I have a recipe I'm going to show you guys for some no-bake lactation balls that I made that are going to have flax seeds and some other things inside of them. And so flax seeds are definitely potent for the healthy milk supply. Adding them to your oatmeal. We should be consuming maybe a tablespoon of those a day. It is very good for our bodies, those of us on a plant-based diet. And so adding some to your smoothie, adding some to your oatmeal, getting them in some way, or making these no-bake lactation balls, because with these, they're not being baked, no nutrients are being lost. You're just putting them all together, sticking them in the freezer, and you're talking, eat a couple. It's hard because making these for me, I'll just like sit there and eat all of them. And so it's hard to control when I make vegan sweets because they're like, it's like a weakness to me. So if you're able to limit yourself, I mean, I know it's going to make for a healthy milk boost, but if you're able to hold them, you know, and take a couple each time you're going to be feeding your little one or pumping, it would serve you best. That way you can have them each time you need that extra little boost. Next, I'm going to be sharing with you the recipe that I found online that I used to make the no-bake lactation bites. So I want to show you guys what that looks like, how easy they were to make, and of course, the taste test. So here are all our ingredients for the no-bake lactation bites. Got them all laid out here. These were fairly easy to make. Literally what took the longest was just making them into the little ball shape. So you've got 3 cups of oats, some flaxseed, all natural, no sugar added peanut butter, my sweetener of choice for this today was agave sweetener. And of course, my imitation vanilla. We're just going to stir it all up here, mix it together. Here's what it looks like once we've got all the ingredients mixed together. There is the option, of course, to add the dark chocolate chips. These were the purest and most wholesome I could find. They are vegan friendly. And once we roll them up into the balls, this is what they look like, and they go in the fridge for about 30 minutes. And here's me doing the taste test. I will add that these don't have to be made into balls. You can put them flat and roll a cup over the top, and cut them into squares too if you'd like. And there's our focus and me tasting one, and it gets the seal of approval. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you found it very useful. And if you're not a breastfeeding mom, consider sending this over to one of your friends who is, because we all could benefit from more healthy plant-based foods in our lives. And of course, what breastfeeding mom wouldn't want a way to provide more of that liquid gold for her little one? So please feel free to share this with anyone you know who is breastfeeding. I would love to be of use in that regard, and just share what has helped me and been successful for me in my journey. So again, thank you so much for supporting the channel. If you are interested in seeing more videos, feel free to hit the subscribe button as well as the notification bell so you can be notified next time I put out a video, which will be every week. And if you liked this video, feel free to give a like and share with me in the comments what you'd like to see in the next video or how I can be helpful. We'll see you guys next time on The Busy Vegan Mom. Bye!